Today I'm going to be discussing how you can turn your gems and gold on Arena into real money. And there are a couple of convoluted ways to do this, but there is no 100% foolproof way. But there is a way to do it through the Arena Opens. So the first thing you can do is to sell your account. I'm just not going to discuss this very thoroughly, but if you can find someone who will buy your account, maybe you can have a lot of rares and mythics and maybe golds and gems, you can make a deal. I don't know how legal this is, but maybe if you have a friend, you can do it. Maybe you have several accounts, then you can go back to your old account. So this is a small way you can maybe get a little bit of money for your account. But no one's going to want to buy an account with very little in it. You're going to have a very full stock account for it. The second way though is through the Arena Opens. So the Arena Opens are tournaments that are held every month, and from what I know, they are limited only these days, so you don't even need a deck. But if you have a lot of gems and gold stored, there is a way you can turn this into money. So the first thing you should do is to just join the Arena Open day 1 as many times as it takes for you to make day 2. Now, obviously, you're not guaranteed to make day 2, no matter how many things you try, but if you're a reasonable player, eventually you're going to be able to get to day 2. And the entry fee is 5,000 gems or 25,000 gold. So if you have a lot of gems and gold stocked, you will be able to eventually make day 2. And also notice that you will get some gems back every time you get a certain record. And if you make day 2, you will get a good amount of gems back. I think you will get your entire entry fee back. And once you are in day 2, you will actually on average make money. And I'm gonna describe how. So on day 2, you can earn $0, $500, $1,000, and $2,000. And I made a rough calculation, and what I come up to is that every time you make day 2, you are on average making $88. Now, it's impossible for you to make the exact number $88, but this is expected value. So I calculated this. On average, you will make $88. So on day 2, you will be joining first a draft, and if you get 3 wins or 4 wins, you will get into another draft. 4 wins will allow you to have an extra loss during the second draft, which is single elimination, unless you got 4 wins. If you got 2 losses, you get some gems back. So those gems you can use to enter the next Arena Open the next month. So you didn't lose all that. You didn't play for nothing still, but you did earn $0. Now, in the second draft, if you get 2 wins, you get $500, 3 wins, $1,000, or 4 wins, $2,000. And I think I've made all those 3 price categories at some point. Now, I calculated expecting that you will have an about 50% win percentage on day 2. Obviously, it's impossible to calculate this, but if you make day 2 and you are a reasonable player, I think it's reasonable for you to have 50% of win percentage. So the odds of you winning any match is 50%, 1.5. So to get 4 wins, just for reference, in the first draft, you're 1 in 16 to do that. And then there are 4 ways out of 16 possible ways to get 3 wins. So that's 4 out of 16, which is 1 times 4. So, and then when you got 3 wins, you are 1 in 8 to get $500, 1 in 16 to get $1,000, and 1 in 16 to get $2,000. On balance, that gives you 62.5 average dollars back. And for the 4 wins, you are 1/16 to get 500, 4 out of 16 to get 1,000. That's actually a fourth, so you're 25% to get $1,000, and 1 in 16 to make $2,000. And on average, you're gonna gain $25 out of that. So adding that up, it comes out to $88. So for those of you who played poke, you know this expected value thing. But that means that every time you make day 2, you will on average make $88, assuming you have 50% win percentage against a field that made day 2, which is presumably a strong field. But you're also made day 2. So you will get $88 every time. Now, of course, again, sometimes you get 2,000, some you get 1,000, and sometimes you get 500. And the times you don't make any money, you will get some gems back, which is at least on total gonna be the entry fee for next month. I think that if you got only one win in the last draft, you will still get a lot of gems back. And that's the second way to make money. So if you got a lot of gems and gold stock, just play day one as many times as it takes. Play without getting frustrated if you can. Just think of it as one long session. Think of those $88 you will make on average when you make day 2, and take it a little chill. Never play when you're like frustrated or sick or not having fun. But if you take it and have a good attitude about it, I think you can enter as many times as you like. And the third way to make money on Magic Arena is to enter the qualifier weekend, which is also one time per month. And if you're making money on Arena Open, you will be out. If you get the wins necessary to get money on day 2, you will get an automatic qualifier token. But if you're playing a lot of Arena, you will eventually be able to make the qualifier weekend, either by being top 1200 and getting the play points and then enter and going 7 wins, or just making the top 250. And these are very hard tournaments. It's very hard to calculate, but you need to go 7 and 2 on both weekends. And when you do, you get into the Arena Championship, and then you're guaranteed money. The last place finisher always gets money, and you can earn a lot of money from that. It's almost impossible to calculate the exact value, but you will get some amount of money from that, and it would be a very good pay. It's harder to go to do that usually. And then you also, for most time, need a constructed deck. But if you stockpile gems and golds on Arena, you will probably have that. So that was this video for today. Will be a Vintage Cube video coming up next week. So thank you for listening, and feedback is welcome.